Stocks our strategists feel are poised to deliver positive returns are featured now in their top stock picks of the week.
A financial and a technology company take the spotlight this time around on our top stock picks of the week. And joining me here at the desk, Shiraz Mian, Research Director, going to provide one of those picks. And out on the interweb, via Skype, Brian Bolin, our equity strategist there. So Shiraz, we're going to start with you. You're looking at J.P. Morgan.
That's right. I've liked J.P. Morgan in specific, but the broader banking group as a whole for quite some time. And I'm presenting this not as a tactical trading idea, but one of those long-term stocks that you add to your portfolio and then forget about it. It is supposed to, and I see it as playing an anchoring role in any diversified portfolio, and this has been a standout performer in the stock market sense. It's the largest banking company. I don't need to go into the details. They're the largest bank, largest investment bank, and all of that. But even though the last few years have been tough on the industry in terms of a lot more regulation than they've been used to, a very tough interest rate environment that has really compressed margins for these guys. And growth, while stable and ongoing for many years now, has been subpar. So moderate growth at most, like in the broader economy. Even despite all of those hindrances and problems, they have had impressive growth, both top line and bottom line, and in terms of returns, like returns on equity, for example. The stock was up close to 35% over the last 12 months, wow, handily outperforming many other industries, including the S&P 500 as a whole. And I think that even though the interest rate backdrop is not expected to become favorable and helpful for J.P. Morgan over the coming 12 months, I think this performance momentum that we saw last year will continue in 2020 and 2021 as well. I like J.P. Morgan for how well run it is. Mm-hmm. But if folks have something against this stock because it has been such a strong performer, it is relatively premium valuation relative to the group. I equally feel strongly for Bank of America. It's really has a lot more room in terms of performance improvement. Both of these companies, even though these are stodgy banking firms, have been heavily investing in technology as well. And we don't typically think of a J.P. Morgan and Bank of America as a fintech firm, but these are actually fintech firms as well. And in the coming years, the interface that we as consumers have with these banks will evolve and change in meaningful ways. And all of that is beneficial to their margins and their earnings. J.P. Morgan has been paying a growing dividend. This dividend, despite the stock's impressive gain, is currently north of 2.5%. So all in all, a very good stock to have for the long run. And every diversified portfolio, in my judgment, should have some finance exposure. If you can't own anything else, J.P. Morgan gives you a flavor and exposure to all different nooks and crannies of the finance industry.
All right. Sounds good to me. Ryan, you've got a company called Slack Technologies. You making a statement here?
Yeah, Slack Technologies is a technology company that is the software as a service, one of the hot taglines of the day. Its product is really there to help replace email. So email is a thing that's been around for a long time. Google with Google Wave tried to get rid of email, if you will. But this collaboration tool, is really big, and there was a wonderful IPO in 2019 in the summer, and the stock traded up around $40 or so. I see the 52-week high as being 42, but it has certainly come in since then. So there's your 42-week high. Let's go through the preliminaries here. Slack Technologies, it's WORK as the ticker. It's a Zacks rank number 2, which gives it a buy. Normally I like to see bigger growth, but for some reason, and we'll get into that growth in just a second here. But I like to see a better style score than that. So let's take a look at the estimates and what's been going on here. 2 quarters have been reported. Both of them are beats. And I think this is kind of the important idea here. Going from a loss of 14 cents down to a loss of 2 cents, it's very likely that when the company reports again in March, that we're going to see a positive number there, and that's going to really get everybody excited. I mean, right now we've seen estimates come in from a loss of 8 to a loss of 6 cents. The next quarter from a loss of 11 to a loss of 6. The annual or the full year number has come in from 43 to 33. Next year looking even better, 27 down to 21. So, estimates are moving in the right way. The beats are very strong. That's the thing. So here's the valuation. When we're looking at a company with no earnings, we've got no PE to lean on, and then we're left with a gigantic price to book here. And as these software names, they are asset slim, so you're gonna see that. So think about 7 or 8 times. So a 7 times would be great. So it is expensive, and look at that, 25 times sales is awfully big as well. But keep in mind there is gigantic growth here, 60% on the top line, and we're headed towards that quarterly number. It's coming out pretty soon. And then we have the action that has happened recently. And so I wanted to bring the chart up just to show this, just because of the dramatic drop here from IPO date and then just straight down, just nothing but, cut in half, back down to the $20 range. Then yesterday we got this huge volume spike here, as you can see from this little line here that's going up. So what happened here? There was a story that came out on Business Insider that says that IBM is going to use Slack for all 350,000 of its employees, and boy, it was almost as if that was the thing. But really, that wasn't the thing. There were options players that were buying in the low 24, 23 range, and they were buying a lot. Then all of a sudden, people were looking around for an explanation. And the stock just keeps on going up and goes up to test $28. 10 minutes to go in the session, and the stock gets halted. And the company comes out in the after hours and says that IBM has been a customer. It is its biggest customer, has already been, and they're not going to update guidance. And the stock tumbles from the $28 range down to 24.5. But as I look at it right now, trading in the 25.60 range, the last time this was updated. I think it's a little bit higher now. The implication is here that the options buyers were doing something not because of this story about IBM, but because of something else. So if they're buying big into this and they are considered the smart money, the fast money, the hungry money, what's going on? Clearly that quarterly number's coming up. They beat big. It's close to going to be profitable. That would be a great surprise if they were profitable when they do report here in a couple quarters. But boy, oh boy, this stock is on the move, up and down. So that's why I put it as my top stock pick for the week. I expect it to get back to this $28 range. I think that there's something happening here. We don't know everything, but somebody knows something. And that's one of those favorite lines out there in the Twitter sphere. Somebody knows something, and to me, I know that something is happening, and people are putting some big money behind this idea. So I like it.
All right, man. Do you own this stock or Shiraz's stock?
I don't own this one yet, but I'm thinking about it, and I don't own Shiraz's.
All right, thanks for that. What about you? You
I own
either of these?
JP Morgan in the focus list portfolio.
Okay, but not personally.
That's right.
All right, thank you both for that. Don't forget, there's always more stock information on our website, Zacks.com. Get over to the homepage and start looking through it all. There's just a lot there for you to sift through. And also don't forget that you can get advance notice of positive earnings surprises. You know, Zacks Research Breakthrough now predicts with about 80% accuracy which stocks are going to be beating earnings expectations even before their earnings reports are released. And so to find out which stocks are coming through the screen right now, get on over to Zacks.com/promo. You get all the details there. With Shiraz and Brian, I'm Terry Ruffalo.